Welcome to Tory Island, Céad Míle Fáilte. My name is Anton Meenan. I be one of the second generation of Tory Island artists, And in the summertime, I walk sometimes, I have a great interest in the concrete and birds on the island. And I walk, do a guide tour around too in the summertime. Sometimes if there's a group of American or group of people together, I love showing them the sites. Certainly there's loads of archaeologist sites on the west side to do with Columcille. On the east side, it's mostly to do with mythology, Bother with the Evil Eye. So I'm only too glad to show a few people around, so I enjoy showing people around the island, Tá muid an gallery Seamus O'Dichan, James Dixon. This is the famous, the story of Derek Hill. He came out here in 1956, where he met one of the islanders called James Dixon. The story goes that Derek was painting under the schoolhouse next door here, and one of the islanders called James Dixon went down to have a look at him, and Derek was working on his pictures, and he turned around, he said to James Dixon, he says, "What do you think?" And this fella with a cap and smoking the pipe, he says to him, "I don't think much," he says. "I think I could do much better myself, not knowing much about art." And Derek was very surprised with that response, and he says, "I'll give you a few tubes and a few brushes." And he says, "Don't give me a few tubes," he says, "but don't worry about brushes. I have a donkey up in the field. I cut his tail twice a year." So he's made his own brushes from a donkey's tail. So that's in 1956, that's how the Tory Island artists start. I be second generation. Today we have a few young artists here as well. And in the gallery we have the bell of the famous ship, the HMS Wasp, in 1884. It was coming to, during the Land War in 1884, it was coming to evict the islanders because it was said that the islanders weren't paying the land taxes. And the story goes that the islanders came together, there was a cursing stone, and you had to walk anti-clockwise before the sun came up. And the islanders done this, and there was a certain place near the lighthouse, and there was a small stone with a handprint of red on it, But they turned this stone, and on that night, on a complete calm night, the HMS Wasp came right straight up on the rocks under the lighthouse with 52 crew, only 6 survivors, and that put an end to the tax collectors in Tory. Nobody came looking for taxes after that in Tory, So for visitors coming into Tory, probably it's only 3 miles long, 1.25 miles. The biggest attraction would be the wishing stone. A lot of people, would go up to the wishing stone. It's the highest to the east. It's maybe half an hour's walk, to the east, to the top, And I only asked for one wish myself, and I was granted it, And you're no meant to tell. You can't tell what you wished for, and all I can say, it wasn't for the lottery, But I wasn't greedy, I never went back the second time. But that's certainly the high cliffs to the east side of the island. And in June and July, loads of people want to come to see the puffins there, And the concrete as well, you'll hear them once you come off at the harbour behind the hotel and behind the clubhouse up the road, you'll hear them all night long. Even some people will be complaining they can't sleep. So I know people down from the south past Dublin, they love to hear the concrete because it brings back happy memory to people when they used to be working on the farms years ago. So we're very lucky. We have about 17 calling birds on the island, and we're very lucky to have a good number, So we have the lighthouse as well, and Derek Hill's wee hut, which is a part of a Marconi signal station. Today we call it the Artist Hut, but it was part of the Marconi signal station. There was a line from it going all the way down from here to Hedge, and one of my great uncle, he was working there doing the Morse code, So it was a lookout for the English during the First World War. Again, one of the places, all the artists have a key to it. One of the places is well worth, and the views from there is very good as well, When you come off to Tory, when you land at the harbour here, at the top of the harbour, the tall cross is only 2 in Ireland. The other one is in County Clare, If you ask the old people in Tory, they say it's Columcille's Cross, But according to Professor Michael Hedge from Dublin, he said the only other place they found it was an Egyptian tomb. So it's pre-Christian. So it's a famous cross, and it's just at the top of the pier, you know, and the round tower. And this is where the monks from the cross, from 50 yards to the left of the top of the pier, this is where the monastery, when they came in here, till the 1695, the monastery, there was a great monastery here on the island till probably 1695. The English people came and destroyed the monastery, you know. We have an old graveyard where there was a chapel at the monastery there, and it's well worth, at the top of the pier, it's well worth having a look at that. And beside the hotel, there's the chapel with a stained glass window. I recommend that, you know. You have Lady Glennie Beatrice, you know, with the stained glass window. That's there since the chapel was built in the 18s, you know. And the two-side window, one of them was a gift from Derek Hill, and he got a sponsor from that was around 1956. These are well worth have a look at as well, you know. A lot of people don't think of, but certainly I don't think you could put a price on that stained glass window showing St. Columcille with the white horse, you know. But when you're onto the side of the island, it's mostly to do with St. Columcille, and that brought Christianity to the island, you know. There's a lot of stories, you know. I could be here all day, you know, stories to do with Columcille, and it was said to the east, it's mostly related to, it's dating back to 3,000 to 4,000, and most of the stories are to do with Balder with the evil eye, and that again is it's a long story, you know. But you know, it's archaeologists would say it's an iron old fort, you know, and the remains are up to 30 houses. So there was a village right up at the top on the east end cliffs, you know. Again, these are things, you know, it's well worth, you know, having a look at, you know. And this is where Balder, he was the leader of the Fomorian, and he ruled here. He had one eye behind his head, you know. Depends, there's different versions of the story, but in Tory they said it took 2 men to lift this lid that had to be, this evil eye had to be covered all the time, you know. So that's again, you know, I mean, I love as I said, there's different versions of it, you know, but I'm not going to tell you the whole. You'll have to come and see it for yourself, and maybe I'll tell you the whole version of it, Tory Island version, you know.